And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at ninjas, or pirates, ninjas, robots, and zombies. All of them fighting against each other. Of course, anybody who's read the webcomic Dr. McNinja knows which one of those is the best by a mile. Anyhow, this is not really a thematic fighting game. Instead, this game is going to have you taking big tiles and placing them on the board, trying to get a group of your color that's the largest. Let me show you. Each player is going to be either the pirates, the ninjas, the zombies, or the robots, and take this tile that matches that. You'll also be drawing 3 tiles into your hand. One player will start first by placing a tile and then drawing another tile, and then players will take turns. Now when you place a tile on your turn, the only rules are that you have to just place it next to another tile. You can't have it like half on a tile, no diagonal. So this needs to be next to another tile. And players are going to be attempting to make a large group. So if I was the robots, this would be a good idea for me, because at the end of the game, you're going to score points equal to your largest group. So if I was the robots, for example, and this was the end game scoring, which would not be because there's only 4 tiles, I would get 4 points because I have 4 robots next to each other. However, there's other things. This is green and it's a battery. That's worth 3 points for me. Just like this treasure chest here is worth 3 points for the pirates. There's also things that will deliberately attack something. For example, if this is placed like here, this cancels the thing it's next to. The Kraken cancels out a pirate. The dragon cancels out ninjas. The army cancels out robots. So this army would take out that battery. And then this state trooper would take, or zombie killer, would take out the zombies. You're also allowed to, on your turn, to place your own tile, which is worth 5 points, or if you want to, you can move your own tile on your turn. So you're going to draw and place, you're going to place and then draw, or move your base tile if it's already on the board. And players, when they play these, there's all sorts of tiles. Some have negatives all over them, so you'll be placing them down. And again, your goal is to make the largest group that you can of one color. See how big the group of red is right here? So red is probably winning at this point. Some of the tiles, when you place them, will have different effects on them. For example, this one here, when I place this tile, I can rotate one other tile in play. Yeah, that's right, robots. You don't have that big group anymore. Others allow me to switch any 2 tiles in play. And then this one here allows me to take a tile off the board, put it in my hand, and replace it with another tile. So much for the ninja's giant grouping. This will go until all the tiles have been played. At that point, like I said, you'll look at your biggest group that you have, subtract any negatives. Remember, these cancel out the ones that they're next to, and whoever has the most points is the winner. Pirates, ninjas, robots, and zombies. Like I said, it's a tile placing game, and it's a very simple one. I mean, you're just making a big group of your own, and you have 3 tiles to pick from. Once you play your base, you have 4 tiles to pick from. You might as well play your base as soon as you can so that you have a bigger hand and you can move your tiles around. But I mean, it's really, you make your group bigger, or you make someone else's group smaller, or you place negative tiles next to them and you place the negative tiles for you away from you. You'll draw something like this, it's a blue and green and you're red, so then you think, okay, well, this is going to help someone else out, so I'll put it somewhere else. Now the tiles that let you switch tiles or rotate tiles, those are pretty powerful, and if you have one, you might want to hang on to it to the final round because of how useful it is. If you're playing with 2 players, each player plays 2 things, so I might be pirates and robots and you're ninjas and zombies, and then you have 2 colors and you'll take each of those groups. But just very simple, easygoing game. That does not mean I dislike it. I actually think the game is fine. There are many games out there where you place tiles and form groups. This isn't the first one, but this one does it in a very good way. First of all, the tiles are nice and big. They're very easy to delineate. The colors are easy. There's also patterns and pictures on them for people who are colorblind. So just very easy to put that out there. Thematic makes sense. You know, the Kraken takes out pirates. You know, the dragon takes out ninjas. I like that, and it works well. It's also very quick. And so this is a game that's like a gateway style game, a game that I think people could easily get into. I could throw on a table and say, hey, let's play this, and people would go, yeah, okay, let's try that out, and then be done 20, 30 minutes later. So, you know, I think we might be starting to overdose on pirates, ninjas, robots, and zombies, but this game does work, and it's a great lightweight tile placing gateway game. Dice Tower Judgment, approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!